webinar. So before we get started, just wanted to go through a few things. First, if you would like to ask a question, please find the Go-To Webinar control panel on the right-hand side of your screen. Please ask any questions, and we will most certainly do our best to get to your questions during and after the webinar today. Next, I would like to thank Dwight Stuckey, our president here at Stuckey & Company, along with Maggie Hammett, our lead technology underwriter, for presenting today. Thank you both for your time today and making yourselves available. So about Stuckey & Company, we are an MGA, and we provide our independent insurance agents and brokers with innovative insurance programs along with excellent service that they need to ensure long-term growth and success. As of today, Stuckey & Company has 9 specialty insurance programs that we offer to our agents. This year, we have completed 27 successful years in the business while serving over 9,000 licensed independent insurance agencies and over 200,000 customers. At Stuckey & Company, we do everything from creating niche specialty insurance programs for our agents and manage all areas of the insurance cycle for your account, including underwriting, rating, quoting, the binding process. We also issue policy services such as processing endorsements and change requests. We handle the renewal issuance, invoicing and billing, reporting, systems integration, claims handling, marketing, and training, such as this webinar today. Here's a list of 8 of our specialty programs that we offer to our agents. First, we have SafetyTek, our technology E&O insurance program, which we'll go into further detail here shortly. Aspire A&E for architects and engineers. We have ArborGuard. Stuckey's first program started 27 years ago, which handles marinas and boat dealerships. We have our miscellaneous professional liability program, which consists of over 320 eligible classes in MPL. We have Element for the green energy industry. Of course, we have our personal lines, which includes homeowners, personal auto, watercraft, high-value home, and more. Then we have our commercial lines markets, which include BOP, work comp, commercial auto, bonds, just to name a few. And last, we have our surplus lines markets for non-standard lines if any risk falls outside of our underwriting guidelines. All right, so now I'd like to pass the presentation over to Dwight, our president, and he would like to go into further detail of insuring games, the gaming industry, and more. Dwight?
Right on. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. So why are we talking about video games? Well, it's a it was a $9.5 billion industry in 2007, grew to $25 billion in 2010, and is currently, last year, it finished at $109 billion. So I guess it boils down to opportunity. And we have a ton of information to go over today, so I'm going to kind of fly through some slides. But one thing I wanted to do was, have everybody understand the size of the gaming industry, hear some of the terminology and recognize it when you're talking to your customers, give some examples, and the examples are a lot of fun, and then hand it over to Maggie to go through how to insure games. And then at the end, Tyler can talk about filling your sales pipeline with some common customers, technology type customers. So I tried to find a list of games, and I couldn't find a huge list, but I put something together, and these are pretty cool. And some of you or some of your children probably or grandchildren probably play some of these types of games, and I certainly do, and my kids do. The massively multiplayer games, they're the ones that you play online. Sometimes in a virtual game room. You can play against people from all over the world, and these things are huge, and they have taken thousands of man-hours of programming to give us, the player, an amazing experience. And some of those are like, well, World of Warcraft and League of Legends and a bunch of other ones, Fortnite. Then there's the simulation games, venture games, real-time strategy. Some of them are so much fun and are on my personal iPad or, iPhone. The puzzle games, sometimes those are kind of more massively multiplayer games these days. The Words with Friends and games like that are sort of born in the social media days. You have the combat and the first-person shooters, and of course the sports games. Tyler and I were just talking about those today, and I remember back in like 2000, 2002 when Madden came out, and how unbelievably real some of those characters looked. And today I walked into somebody was playing a football game, soccer game, and it looked like a real stadium, real players. Their action was real, but obviously it was a computer game. And of course, you have role-playing games, and sometimes the games seem like they aren't very educational, but I think game or game mechanics can be a strong tool to teach kids. Just going over a few examples of the games. I know I remember getting one of these for Christmas, and we played for hours. I'm sure some of you guys have too. It was great. It was lots of fun, and it's sort of what started the craze. Pong sold over 19,000 arcade cabinets, and it inspired a bunch of the arcade game machines that you could go to the arcade at the shopping mall or storefront or restaurants and play them. Pac-Man, in 1980, it generated $8 billion in quarters, surpassing the annual gross revenue of both pop music and Hollywood films at the time. I had my own pattern memorized, and I loved to eat the fruit. It was good stuff. 1990s, some hardware came around. We had the CD-based storage, the GUI interfaces, and the 3D graphic processors improved. CPU speeded up, and started to even play some games on some mobile equipment. And comes the 2000s. You guys recognize this? And how many people have you played, right? This is an example of integration with Facebook. Zynga and Farmville. I remember getting notifications that my friends were playing like during the afternoon. It was, while they should have been working. But it was lots of fun. 2010, games centered around virtual reality and augmented reality. Newer game companies came up that kind of vertically integrated live operations and publishing. Some direct to consumer efforts came around, and they stopped relying on the traditional publishers, and some of these games have really grown. My son is a gamer, like I mentioned, and him and I attended what's called the League of Legends semifinals that were in Madison Square Garden. That's the picture on the bottom right, and the place was absolutely packed. I can't even imagine how, I couldn't imagine at the time where gamers could pack Madison Square Garden 2 nights in a row. And that was only the semifinals. Some other personal things. Last week I was in Dallas, Texas for a technology conference and witnessed the world's largest Quake convention. I think Quake came about like when I might have been just out of high school or in high school. The QuakeCon was very cool. This is a picture of it, empty. And this is full. They had 5,400 gamers under one roof with it. I talked to the guys, you know, they had special 10 gig fiber optic networks in the hotel to power all these things. And, you know, just how did we get here? So Fortnite by Epic Games, I know, you know, you probably see it on your computer or your kid's computer. It's a new massively multiplayer game. Fortnite generated $318 million in revenue in May alone, and the game is free to play. You purchase items as a way to dress up your avatar. So it's a free game. You know, they purchase these things that do not have an effect on the gameplay, but, you know, they'll add a new, you know, gun or make your gun look different, or, you know, I think it's actually a sword or whatever. But in Fortnite, 100 players are dropped on a single map, trying to be the last person or squad standing as the safe zone gets smaller and smaller, forcing all the players to get together. It's actually a very cool game, and making some record-setting numbers of $318 million in a month. So points, leaderboards, and badges. You know, even all industries really are starting to use game design and game design thinking and mechanics to spur growth in their business. You know, the application of these typical elements of game playing to other areas of activity. Typically as an online marketing technique to encourage engagement with a product or service. You know, what do we see? Yelp, you know, all kinds of other people that you know, you can put an avatar up, you know, track your points, see how you're doing against others, you know, get social media attention, get feedback, give rewards and things. It's, you know, a lot of what people are doing today to market their companies. And I actually have a neat video that I'll add to the webinar follow-up material. That's kind of fun. You know, you start looking around and you'll find it. This generation has grown up with points, leaderboards, and badges. Kind of circling around to some of the risks. Privacy, of course, using other people's data, social media or data breaches. We've all seen them in the news. Personal injury and advertising injury, deceptive marketing, intellectual property, virtual property rights. That's a kind of an emerging area of law that deals with the ownership versus licensing of the property. You know, I play a thing called Clash of Clans, and you know, it has a little game board, and I've been playing it for 2 years with my kids, and you know, I have a lot of stuff that's on it, upgraded it all and whatnot. And so, you know, there's a lot of, I wouldn't want to lose that and all the time that I have into it. And the video game software industry has a reputation, you know, for volatile, chaotic projects, and they have dramatic growth, and they're looking for revenues quickly with the venture capital guys, and some of them don't have a formal risk management plan. If they do, they just rely on prototyping, pre-production, and just agile approaches to contain risk. So in other words, you know, relaunch, go from beta to version 1 or whatever. And you know, there's a lot of people that are involved that play key roles in game development that are looking for some of this coverage. You know, the financer, you know, the guys that are providing the capital, licensors, the people that own the intellectual property, the publishers, the platform owners, whether it be Facebook, the OS, iOS, Microsoft, or the Xbox game consoles, the producers, game designers, software engineers, you know, the guys responsible for producing the code, audio engineers, guys responsible for audio assets, and graphic artists. You know, the guys that are producing the user interface and the graphic elements for the project. So, you know, alongside just the gaming industry, technology industry, we see a lot of people using the gamification. We have a broad class eligibility. It's literally every class that I could think of. And we can do, you know, everything from the BOP and comp and auto and all that stuff too, but including professional liability. And with that, I'll quickly turn it over to Maggie to go through the SafetyTek coverage.
Perfect. Thanks, Dwight. I'll go over it real briefly as, you know, Dwight covers a lot of ground, particularly how we get to use and enjoy technology in the gaming industry and how fun it is. Sometimes you need to consider on the back end of the gaming industry what goes into it. And when you want to consider how to insure that, the professional liability picks up some of the personal injury that he was talking about. It'll pick up the software development, the design of the software. We go into electronic media liability, which is graphic design, electronic content, and this can also include the copyright, domain name, trademark, some of the things that Dwight was talking about when you create on the back end. You want to make sure you're not infringing upon others. And then also within the SafetyTek coverage, we want to make sure that not just some of the development design, we want to ensure the first party or the insured as well, which would be picked up under the network operations, unauthorized use and unauthorized access, denial of a service attack against the third party's computer system, and then the cyber liability, which we know is part of the data breach, and we can offer in the SafetyTek coverage the data breach expense, which is to notify customers whose sensitive information may have been breached, retain computer forensics firm, and then crisis management services to make sure that we restore the insurer's reputation. We want to protect our insured as much as possible. And some additional SafetyTek coverages we have in our policy form, the worldwide coverage. As we mentioned, the advertising services, which can include the graphic design and the diminishing or the publication on the website. I mentioned the unauthorized use and unauthorized access, and then we do include the broad definition of insured in the policy form, so we want to make sure we're covering the independent or subcontractors the insureds may use, and we can also pick up the subsidiaries when they're listed on the application for additional coverages. And then we've bundled some enhancements on the SafetyTek expansion, and this just briefly goes over some highlight points: the first dollar defense, innocent insured, contractual liability, defense costs outside the limits, which I believe makes us stand up from other carriers. Not a lot of other carriers are throwing that on their form. And then telecommunication, endorsement management, and IT staffing. So we try to make sure we cover everything for everyone in the technology industry. And then this is some of our values. The rated carrier A+ that we use is Chubb. Some of you are familiar with the company. We're also working on a BOP product and getting some cyber liability enhancements and limits higher with Chubb. Our minimum premiums can start as low as $500, and the more eligibility, the SafetyTek offers up to 20% more eligibility for the small commercial accounts that would otherwise be declined. And then our SafetyTek service, easy setup. SafetyTek can use simple and secure web services to accept your application and rate and offer a quote, which is on Cover Core, which is something that we will touch base with Tyler when he talks about some of the leads. We are most certainly transparent with our underwriting. We offer you, let you know what concerns we have, questions we may have, limitations, and if we offer or if we have to shoot out a declination, we want you to know exactly why we're declining the risk. It's not just a glaze over of a declination. And then we have our 151 promise. Whereas a submission is sent in by 1 p.m. on that day, it will be sent out by 5 p.m. the same day. And then if it's in by 5 p.m., it would be out by 1 p.m. the next day. So we definitely adhere to a quick, either same day or 24-hour turnaround time for your convenience.
Good.
Okay.
And I'll add, we've been doing it for, well, since '96 on the technology side. So, you know, this is, we live and breathe this stuff. You know, we're into it, we love it, and, you know, we want to write it, and we do not ask silly questions. And any question that we do ask, we substantiate it, which is some of the transparent underwriting, and you'll let you know why we're asking it, so you can have, you know, something to ask your customer. So turn it over to Tyler,
Yeah.
to go over the cover board.
Yeah, as Dwight and Maggie mentioned, I just wanted to let our attendees today know about the opportunities available to help build your sales pipeline. So here at Stuckey & Company, we are very agent focused, and with that being said, our ultimate vision is for companies, businesses, and prospects to access an on-demand network of thousands of our experienced local and licensed insurance agents. And as we have strategized to help bring these customers exclusively to our agents, we have created our micro-targeted lead program to help fill your sales pipeline. And in this program, Stuckey & Company will provide 25 to 50 micro-targeted leads fueled by our SafetyTek technology program. And these business leads provided fall under our SafetyTek professional services for businesses such as network operations, web design and development, telecommunication, hardware, software sales, computer consulting, computer repair, just to name a few. And they are all eligible and qualified to fit our underwriting guidelines. These businesses leads provided are hyper-local, they're geo-coded and targeted within 5 to 8 miles from your office location. And even some of these are falling under 2 miles from what we have experienced so far. In addition, Stuckey & Company will provide full details of the approved lead and also provide co-branded marketing material with your agency logo, your contact information to help you win the sale. With such a competitive product that you can easily sell along with striking marketing material, we feel that it would be a great advantage for our agents to build their sales pipeline. So prior to jumping into these details, I just want to show you the requirements to participate. So first we would need our 110% committed agents to partner with Stuckey and become familiar with our SafetyTek product. To begin, we have provided a brief training course series related to technology E&O and our SafetyTek product. And upon completion, you will receive a SafetyTek certificate, which is really nice. And next, we have our partnership commitment card. And this list of promises to be fulfilled by your agency, such as following up on the leads, enter all the follow-up information in our new online platform, CoverCore, and of course, quote and bind the business with Stuckey & Company. And here at Stuckey, we are willing to make this type of investment to make sure our agents are successful. So next we have our lead map, and we are providing a lead map for your agency. And this map provided shows the geocode from your physical address, along with the radius shown of the leads provided to you. This map also includes additional details with the physical street address, employee size, revenue, and also property details. And then next, we have we provide a 30-day marketing campaign. And this campaign will consist of co-branded marketing material mailed to these business leads from Stuckey & Company. This includes an initial letter, 2 postcards, and 2 emails sent directly to these leads. And on this marketing material, we will show your agency logo, also introduce yourself, contact information, and make known of our competitive SafetyTek product. And here's a sample of one of the postcards for you to see. But with that, we firmly believe we offer an extremely competitive product that is easy to sell with better coverage and lower premiums. And as mentioned on the marketing material, if the prospects if you quote the prospect's business, we'll be sending them a free giveaway. And these giveaways include a free karaoke Bluetooth microphone or the vintage technology poster just for quoting their business. And as Maggie mentioned, these quoting capabilities are available on our CoverCore platform, which is really nice. So about CoverCore, once the marketing material has begun, the leads information along with the marketing material will be located in CoverCore. And as of today, we recently soft launched our new communication platform called CoverCore. In this platform, you will gain access to your leads, and all the detailed information provided about these leads are located in your CoverCore agent account, including the primary contact person of the technology business, telephone numbers, email, website, in addition, the employee size, year established, sales revenue, property details, and more. And all of this information is available at your fingertips, which is really nice. And in addition to this, we have assigned a task to each one of these leads to our agents. Here we ask our agents to follow up on the marketing material, select the outcome in the task, if they are interested, not interested, you quoted their business, schedule the consultation, etc. And also, there's a note section for your task as well. And once completed, you will mark the task complete to make sure the program is smoothly and successful. And as mentioned previously, we would like these businesses and companies to access an on-demand network, of our experienced and licensed and specialized agents here at Stuckey. And in addition to these leads, CoverCore offers a 1-minute questionnaire that will help match these customers and companies with an agent that offers a unique skill set needed for the placement of their insurance coverage. So for more information, you can please contact myself, or you can register today at www.covercore.com. All right, so that about sums it up.
Right on. Well, thank you. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. So this is the gaming session of our 14-part tech topic series. I think this is the 4th in this series. And we hope that it shows you that we're knowledgeable in the technology industry, that we have the right coverage and pricing to be competitive in the market and in the space. And we are even going kind of the extra mile and giving, a marketing campaign to you for free, to get things started, to start filling your sales pipeline. So I'll open it up for questions. And the first one is, are you admitted in California?
Yes, absolutely. I'll take that. We are admitted in California. We're actually admitted in all the states except for maybe 3, Louisiana, Virginia, and Massachusetts.
And not admitted, still writing there?
Yes,
not,
exactly.
Not admitted. And
yes,
then
it would be surplus.
The only place we are not licensed is Hawaii and Alaska. It's kind of, here's one. Somebody has a software engineer, and I guess it's more of a software engineer instead of a technology company. And would we write it on the same form? And I think we would probably either rate it on the tech form or the Aspire A&E, right?
Yes. I would probably lean more towards the technology, but I would probably have to, review the Aspire A&E form as well.
Okay. Can we write coverage other than professional liability?
Yes, absolutely. We've got tons of other lines of coverage. We can write the general liability, the property, the auto, umbrella, bonds, and then of course we have other non-tax professional lines department and personal lines as well.
Fair enough. What's the premium like for one gaming app? Minimum, I mean. Yeah,
minimum premium starts at $500. So we probably go with the one-man shop, one gaming app, minimum premium. I'm pretty safe to say.
And then all the way, the sky's the limit, I think, from there, based on revenue.
Yes.
And what they're doing. Let's see, your quotas. I'm assuming that means kind of a minimum volume commitment. We do not have a minimum volume commitment. So we will, in fact, if you send us an app today, we don't necessarily need to be licensed or appointed in order to get you a quote. However, to bind that piece of business, we do ask that you get appointed with us. And honestly, if it's following that, if it's a good quote, it's great. If the customer likes it, that's great. If he doesn't, then we understand. And there's no premium volume commitments. So it looks like maybe just one more question, and we're only 3 minutes past. I think we did a good job packing it all in. He has this agent has a networking company. It's a technology account, and would that qualify?
Networking, yes.
Right. So yeah, not only do we do all the gaming apps and all of that stuff, but we definitely have all the other technology services out there too. No matter what industry they're working with or whatever. So with that, Tyler, thank you for coming and presenting, and Maggie, I really appreciate it as always. And thank you everybody for attending the gaming tech topic webinar hosted by Stuckey and Company.
Thank you.